The Mandalorian. Remember that? Hi everyone, welcome to 1/6 Figure Focus, and in this video we're going to take a look at the newly announced Hot Toys 1/6 scale IG12. Yeah, not IG11, but IG12, which was basically cobbled together from those little Anzillion people. I think I'm pronouncing that right. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comment section down below. But yeah, it's basically an updated IG12, only this time you fit the little baby Grogu inside there. Right, again, when I'm putting these videos out, I like to kind of throw my bias on the table and be very, very transparent. Massive fan of Mandalorian season 1 or 2. Just really, really good Star Wars. After the absolute dumpster fire that was the sequels, we needed a win and we got it. Fantastic. Even although Book of Boba Fett wasn't great, the kind of Mandalorian episodes, say 5 and 6, not so much episode 7, were pretty damn strong. Then along came season 3. Personally, I thought it was an absolute mess. I thought there was too many side quests. I thought the writing wasn't good, and just like power levels were all over the place, and there was kind of troopers for the sake of troopers, and I'm a trooper collector. So anyway, with all that being said, a lot of people I've heard are saying they're sick and tired of Grogu. I'm not one of those people. Okay, Star Wars always had creatures, it always had aliens, and you know, we have obviously like it's a miniature Baby Yoda. There's someone in the comment section going, his name isn't Baby Yoda. I know his name is Grogu, but I'm just saying he looks like a miniaturized Yoda. That's why everyone lost their minds when we first saw him on screen. If it wasn't for Grogu and that initial first episode, like I thought, and I think a lot of people thought, we had this guy pinned. This is a mysterious, cold-blooded killer bounty hunter. But then you introduced this tiny little cute, Baby Yoda, Grogu, whatever you want to call him, and it added a different level to the character. Suddenly you saw him, you looked at him through a different lens, because now he's experienced kind of empathy and questioning his morals and wondering like what he's supposed to do, or you know, it didn't happen in one episode, but within a few episodes basically. So my point is, I thought it made for a more interesting show. And as much as I love season 1 or 2, I just did not connect with season 3. I thought the writing was poor, it was a mess, and all those aforementioned issues I had with it. I'm still a fan though. If your favourite soccer team, football team, basketball team, baseball team, whatever, go through a series of a few bad games, if you jump ship inside, I don't like that team anymore, you're a pretty shit fan, to be quite honest. So this here, yeah, even though I didn't like season 3, I'm still a fan of The Mandalorian, and I hope to do a season 4, and I hope they just do it a bit better and a bit more like season 1 or 2, as in the standard of writing. Anyway, so we're taking a look at IG12, which is basically a rebuilt IG11 unit with a hollowed out center, just to add another dynamic to Grogu. Is it a bit of gimmicky? Absolutely. Did I like it? Yeah, absolutely. I thought the whole yes no thing, it cracked me up. I was actively laughing out loud when I saw it. Just add a little dimension to Grogu, but the device itself, it really didn't add to the storyline. I mean, you couldn't really argue it is to help him transport himself better, because we have the hover prams for that, and he's already kind of jumping around the place and force leaping, so I don't think that is really a necessary argument that it was there purely for transport. And then maybe you say, oh, it's so he can defend himself more. Well, not really. The kid can use the force, and basically didn't he like lift the, was it not a mythosaur, oh god, what's the name, not the mythosaur, but the mudhorn, yeah, like season 1, lifts an entire mudhorn up and just like throws him around the place, and we've seen him use the force multiple times. We've seen him protect Din Djarin and Cara Dune and Grief Karga's character from, you know, the incinerator, the fire and stuff like that in season 1. That was pretty cool. So I don't think it was necessary for transport. I don't think it was necessary for defense. I think it was pretty much to sell toys, to be quite honest. As much as I thought this was cool, I know it was a bit of a gimmicky and stuff like that, but look, I still like the character Grogu. I'll die on that sword, and I think it adds something different to the show. I mean, we've seen the kind of cold-blooded killer assassin numerous times in various different movies and TV shows. Anyway, this is an interesting one, right? So I want to just go find all the photo with all the different accessories and stuff that it comes. I don't have a price for this at the moment. I presume this is going to be dropped sometime next year, probably, I'd imagine quarter 3 or 4 next year, maybe quarter 4 of next year, or maybe even quarter 1 of 2025. Now, there's 2 different versions. There's a regular version which comes with everything you see here apart from this kind of brown box. And then there's this version here, which I think will sell better. And you'll see why when we go through this different stuff. So what do we have here? We've got Grogu with another hover pram. Now, I've got the original Beskar Mando, the one that's non-chrome, comes with a bunch of different stuff. But the kind of little issue I have with that is it came with the hover pram that was best suited towards the Durasteel Mando. Then they went and they released a kind of a baby Grogu accessory kit, and that had the updated pram, which was best suited to the Beskar Mando from season 2. Came with the load cat, frogs, bunch of other things like that. And then you got this one now, which is more as opposed to oval, but it looks, I think this was more of a pod. I think it was more circular, spherical, as opposed to kind of like an oval. So this is one from season 3. So you've got the Grogu that sits inside with the top half open, or you can close it as well. Now the interesting thing here is it comes with a bunch of accessories. Sorry if you can hear the rain outside, it could be affecting the sound, I do apologise. The accessories it comes from, the accessories it comes from are not necessarily his, they belong to other characters. And I think they've done that on purpose. Like there's no question they've done this on purpose. So what you have here is the overheated heavy Mandalorian blaster. Then you've got the Bo-Katan with the shoulder plate. Also, it doesn't even tease Bo-Katan 2.0. It shows you. It has rooted hair, which we will get to later on in this video. But it has the specific plate which was made for her by the armor in season 3. So that's a way of not just updating your heavy Mando if you don't want to get the 2.0, and your 1.0 Bo-Katan if you don't want to get the what looks like to be inevitable rooted 2.0. And then you've got the shield as well, which you can clip that. I suppose I think it's very similar to the heavy Mando one, but this is Bo-Katan's one. Mouse droid, of course, that could be used in pretty much any type of Star Wars. You know, you had them in the original trilogy, you have them in Mandalorian, I think they're in Boba Fett as well. They pop up a lot of places. You've got this I suppose what's it kind of like an electro baton and a shield and a jetpack, which of course you could use that to pose with your Chrome Mando. And then you have these critters here, these the droid engineers, as they call Anzillions. I think I'm pronouncing that wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know on that. The interesting thing about this is, like, there you have 3 different sets of accessories: an upgrade for your existing 1.0 Mando, an upgrade for your existing 1.0 Bo-Katan, and update for your existing Chrome Mando. Now, me personally, there's not a hope I'm getting this. It's not just that I didn't like season 3. It's not just that. It's because I don't have a heavy Mando. I don't have an intention. I had one when I sold it. I have no intention of picking it up. So therefore, I don't need to upgrade. I don't need this particular accessory piece. I don't have a Bo-Katan because, look, you can hate me if you want, I just don't particularly like the character. I don't dislike her, I think she's fine, but I'm not blown away by everything she does. I think she's overhyped. So therefore I don't have that character, therefore I don't need this accessory. It's really coming down outside. We have great weather for the last 3 weeks and now it's absolutely raining cats and dogs. And the final piece here, the accessories that Mando used on the final season finale of season 3, the kind of electronic baton, the jetpack and the shield, they all belonged to like those kind of like black and white troopers that Moff Gideon had. I'm a trooper collector, but I did not like the design of those particular troopers, and I also really didn't like this scene. I thought, again, purely just to sell toys and collectibles and stuff like that. I saw him pick up the stuff, and I think everyone we saw, let's face it, if you're watching and you're following Mandalorian season 3 and you're a collector, you saw IG12, you saw Grogu inside and you went, that's a hot toy. And then when you saw Mando pick up the backpack and all that, jetpack and the shield and the baton, you said, that's a hot toy. Now, the direction they look like they're going on this, maybe it's because season 3 wasn't received well critically or even by the fans, to be honest, for the most part, from what I've seen online, of course. If you loved it, you know, more power to you. I personally did it. Still a fan. Just thought this is a weak point in the 3 seasons. But maybe they, instead of just going all in and giving you, like they've already given us a 2.0 Heavy Mando, but I think that's branded Book of Boba Fett. Maybe they don't give us a Mandalorian. I think that'd be very unusual. Maybe they're just so swamped it's easier just to give these particular accessory parts, because then it encourages people to buy this. But then it's a very strange move. Why did they just do an IG12 without all that stuff? But then maybe that's for people like me who don't have or any intention of buying a heavy Mandalorian, not going to pick up a Bo-Katan, and even if I do pick up the Chrome Mando, I will not be putting these silly pieces on it. Okay. Right, so what else does it comes with? It comes with a, if the thing is, all that said, like, I do, as much as it was a gimmick, I still quite enjoyed the IG12. I just thought it cracked me up. It was a bit of comic relief. You know, I still think Grogu was really cute. I did like the yes no, funny. You know, it just reminds you of like a nagging child or something like that. So it has a sound effect which surprisingly says yes and no, so you can knock yourself out with that. So you've got Grogu inside there and the little controls. You can put this, I hope I'm pronounced right, is it Anzillion? I feel I'm pronouncing it wrong, but let me know if I'm wrong or right in the comment section down below. So you can pop that little fella in there. Of course, you get one of them with the regular version, but you get two of them with the deluxe version. In fairness, this set comes with a lot of stuff. Like if you have a Bo-Katan and you're like, oh damn, I'm gonna have to get the 2.0 when they inevitably release it, then maybe you're happy enough getting the shoulder plate with this. I know people are already out there 3D printing them, and you've got the shield as well, and the same for the upgraded parts for the Chrome Mando, and the same for the Heavy Mandalorian. In fairness, it comes with it's an unusual move. It's kind of like a Build-A-Figure, but I can see kind of what they're getting at. So you've IG12 features sound effect function. You got this little dude here. You've got this I don't know, weird fruit that he eats, or he's squashed and stuff like that. I think this is supposed to show that the head lights up. I think the original IG11 lit up. This fella comes with a little tool as well. Of course, this is basically the same species of Babu Frick from the sequels, and I don't know what this thing here, it looks like a little box of gold, but surely that's not what it is. I don't know what it is, to be honest. That's not ringing any bells here. Right, we'll take a look at some of these. I heard that this set was going to be $370. Don't quote me on that. I heard it. I hope for people who want this, I hope for their sake that that's not true. But so yeah, it's IG11. There's a bit of a repaint going on. You've got Grogu there. It's look. I just thought it was good comic relief, and it added a little dimension to Grogu. Completely unnecessary. Definitely just designed to sell toys and collectibles. But yeah, it's definitely, you can see here there's comparison pictures between this and IG11. Later on you'll see the differences in kind of like the paint apps and stuff like that. IG12 features a sound effect function. Better off probably wiring that up, do some sort of a fusion kit or something like that, as opposed to the batteries, which you'll spend like half an hour putting them in. They will last about 5 minutes. I doubt this is going to be powered by any more than button cell batteries. Then again, it could be USB powered. I'll check later on. 3 styles of display. You can have it empty. You can have it with Grogu. Is having it empty a display option? I don't remember that. I remember in the episode this fella comes in and then gets out, says something smart, and then Grogu hops in. I suppose, yeah, you could display it empty, but I'm not sure why would you if you do the other two. Now this is the thing which a lot of people are really hyped about. So you have Bo-Katan. I'm willing to bet that this 2.0 will have the rolling eyes function. Everything seems to have the rolling eyes function. I don't think the 1.0 had the rolling eyes function. Now you've got this hair here. Doesn't look like wool hair. The only reason I'm saying that is because I know that Hot Toys, they don't do rooted hair good, to be fair. I know I'm very curious to see how that Warner Brothers 100 Wonder Woman turns out with the hair, which is wool. Apparently that's like something they've done before. I'm curious to see. I'm not going to get the figure, but I'm curious to see. I'm just looking at this, like this looks like the same kind of, I don't know, synthetic or nylon, whatever type of hair they're using for the likes of Black Widow and stuff like that in the past. Just looking at the strands there. Yeah, like, don't get me wrong, it is sitting well on her head. What they've done with it there, it actually is sitting quite well, but will you be able to get that out of the box? I've seen people customize this as well, get their existing head sculpts and send them away and stuff like that, and they've looked quite well. Yeah, look, time will tell. I don't think there's going to be wool, but look, that's what we're looking forward to when this inevitably gets put up for pre-order. Is it going to have its is it going to be the wool or the regular hair? What's the cost going to be and stuff like that? But yeah, looks the business there. That shoulder plate, I'm trying to think, is that the new shoulder plate or is that the old shoulder plate? Let's just go back and see. So if I just go in here, so this looks like a Mudhorn here. Now when you go back out to her, which is, it's more than a tease really, that implies that this figure will have that shoulder plate too, and therefore if you're getting that set purely for the Bo-Katan parts, you don't need to get the set. Wouldn't that be fair enough assumption to make? You can never assume really, like, but yeah, it looks like they're just blatant. It's not even a tease, they're showing you this, which is yeah, borderline troll. This was quite funny, this scene actually, with the no. Yeah, so this is the comparison here. We've got TMS108, which is IG11, and then you've got the TMS104 and 105, which is IG12. Obviously has the hollow part in the middle. Very similar, different paint apps, of course. This looks a bit darker here. This looks a bit more silvery. The lights on the one on the right are red. The lights on the one on the left are kind of white light. There's, look down at the kind of thigh parts here on IG12 on the left. They're kind of white. And then on the right, it's a bit more rustic. So a lot of white parts there on the left. Yeah, so look, I think that's pretty much it. Like, look, in conclusion, it's not for me. It's not for me, based on multiple different things. I don't want this because basically I have a load of other stuff to get. A load of other stuff. That's a factor. Like, first of all, the strength of the season wasn't strong enough, in my opinion. Second of all, the accessories that come with it are for figures I don't have need or any intention of buying. So why would I delve into that? And third of all, I can think of probably about 20 other figures I'd rather have before this. But look, that's not to say it does look good, and if you have those figures and you want to upgrade your figures, the accessories are definitely on point. So I don't have a price at the moment. Yeah, these guys, people are going to go nuts for these guys. Yeah, look, that's pretty much it. If you want to support the channel, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and just let me know if you're picking this up or not. Regular, deluxe, if you have any interest. I'm anticipating a lot of people are going to be passing on this. Just have that feeling. You can also follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. That's it. That's the end of the video. See you in the next one. Good luck.